The neat thing about this AED is a lot of them, you gotta get a pad for the kid, they're called pediatrics, and then you have to have a pad for the adults. On this particular AED, besides it being so rugged, if you notice there's a key, I don't know if you can see it. There's a key, I'm sorry, that goes in that slot at the top. I don't have the key in there. You just simply turn it, and this device will turn the joules or the energy from adult shock to a child without removing the pads.
Wow.
Time is of the essence with these things. Every minute that you waste trying to resuscitate somebody that had a SCA, which is sudden cardiac arrest, you lose 10% of life expectancy. So time is critical. So that's one of the neat things. If you're at the dock and you had EMT available, they don't have to rehook their pads up. This thing can transition right over to their portable units. Again, time, you're not switching pads and all that stuff. So it's a great unit. It's a boat unit. That's how we sell it. I mean, it could be for a cop riding around and throwing in his trunk. But this is something else I wanted to bring to your attention. And it does come in this hard case. I'm sorry?
Battery life on that?
4 years.
Oh, 3.
4 years, and then 2 for the pads. And again, we recommend the case because of, you know, it keeps it protected.
Does someone get instruction on how to use it, or
So,
is it
good question.
video, or?
These things have come so far technology-wise, as everything else has. Basically, you know, people go, well, I don't have any CPR training. This thing has audio and visual aid. So it's gonna walk you right through where to put the pads, how to put them on. It gives you the beat of the CPR, which is critical in SCA. It'll actually give you the rhythm to, if you know, for CPR. If you have to shock, which is only about 50% of the time, it'll tell you you need to push a button, shock. If it's noisy, it's got analog. So you won't hear it. I mean, if you can't hear anything, you'll just go by the analog, the flashing lights. Will tell you what to do. So yeah, great question. It basically it's non-professional, user-friendly. Of course, if you got CPR training and AED training, all the better, and we do that. But you don't have to.
But those things are amazing. When you turn it on, it immediately starts telling you what to do. So all you have to do is follow the directions. This,
like my wife.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. The first time I seen it, I was stunned at how efficient it is. Yeah, I mean, it tells you exactly immediately what to start doing, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't do the next thing, it won't go to the next place, right? You know, you gotta do what it says, or it'll just stay there. You know. So.
Oh yeah, it's designed. It won't shock. If you try to shock it and it doesn't want to shock the victim, it won't. You can't shock it. You can push the button, it won't do it.
Wow.
It's fail-safe.
It's amazing, yeah. It's amazing.
cool.
It's amazing, yeah.
And that's a boat, really any size. I mean, you know, guy on a rowboat doesn't need it, but any boat leaving this dock out here should have one of these on board. I don't know why you wouldn't. Over 500,000 people succumb to SCA in this country alone. More than, I mean, it's ridiculous. The combination of traffic accidents, AIDS, there was like 4 or 5 different things that combination of it still doesn't beat how many people are falling out to SCA. So,
Cool.
All right, anything else?
It's
You-
great
That's it.
thing, too late for some of my clients, so.
How much does the battery cost every 4 years?
the batteries on these things run approximately about $270. The pads are very cheap. The batteries are a little more expensive. The pads are like $120.
Any other questions?
Perfect. No, I don't know.
And that's, you know, if you have any questions, give me a yell. Mike's got my number, and be more than happy to
Here, Ty.
meet up with you.
Yes, he's around. And here, Marine Inspection Report, this is important. Pass that around for everybody. Okay. First, I'm gonna talk about portable fire extinguishers on the boat. Whenever we first service a boat, we walk on it, and 9 times out of 10, they have a half a dozen, let's say 3 to a half a dozen, 2.5 pound BC fire extinguishers. Now, this is a ABC fire extinguisher, right? I don't know why, but you know, West Marine and all these marine places, boat owners' warehouses, they sell these BC fire extinguishers. The boat builders put them on, and it's the wrong fire extinguisher. So as soon as you get on there and you see these little plastic top kitty fire extinguishers,
Why are they wrong, Les?
What's that?
Tell us why they're wrong, or what's the wrong?
Because BC, okay, so A is wood, paper, and trash. okay? B is flammable liquids, and C just means it won't conduct electricity. So C, the C on a fire extinguisher just means it won't shock you if you use it. B is for flammable liquids, and A is for wood, paper, and trash. So, other than flammable liquids, they're putting a fire extinguisher on there that can't put out any wood, paper, trash. What's in the salon of a yacht, you know, or anywhere in the staterooms? You have wood, paper, trash, right? So you have a fire extinguisher that's not capable of putting out 80% of what the boat's made of.
So what should it say?
It should say ABC, ABC. It'll say just BC, and you'll see these little plastic.
Yeah, those white ones are.
Yeah, and
they're
again,
like
you're
cheap,
100
they're like $20 or something, or.
Yeah, they're not even, they're like $15 or something.
Didn't they have a recall on those too? way
Yes,
back?
they've recalled them 3 times.
Okay.
They're a disaster, but I don't wanna go down that road.
Yeah.
But, if you see a plastic top fire extinguisher, look at it and say, first off, that
You
needs
mean
to
a
go.
black, like the black plastic?
Black
That's what you're talking
plastic
about?
tops,
Those are.
yes.
The ones I got in my house?
Yes, probably, okay, yeah, you always want a metal top fire extinguisher. That's gonna, those little plastic ones lose pressure all the time, and they've been recalled so many times. I mean, right now, there's 40 million of them have been recalled. We're pulling them off every boat that we go to. Well, you know, all the ones that we service
And
are now.
putting what back on?
We're putting this in, this, or this, or this, or this, okay, and now I'm gonna explain that real fast, okay?
Alright.
These are 2.5 pounders, they go in all the staterooms, we replace them and put these in the closet space, it's usually in the closet space.
How much are those?
These are $50, okay? Then this is an ABC dry chemical, we'll put this in other locations on the boat so in the salon, in the galley, in those locations, you're gonna have this fire extinguisher, it's ABC dry chemical, it's a 5-pounder, it's bigger, it lasts longer. These 2.5s, they fit in the staterooms and it's better than nothing, but that don't last very long, it only lasts like 8 to 10 seconds. This lasts like 15 to 20 seconds, this is gonna put out a real fire, okay? So this is gonna be in the galley, in the stateroom, maybe at the helm, you know, that type of place. But when it comes to the helm, we like to put halotron in there. Why? You've got hundreds of thousands of dollars of electronics in there. This is ABC dry chemical. It's once it gets in electronics and gets inside of the electronics or on it, it's corrosive. With moisture, it's gonna corrode and it's gonna ruin the electronics, okay? So this is corrosive baby powder. But it's very effective and it is what it is. It's, in order to get an ABC rating on clean agent gas, you need a ton of it. You need a 15-pound cylinder, this is 2.5. In order to get ABC in a clean gas, it's very expensive. So most people are not gonna opt for that. So this is very effective and it's cheap. This is for your helm, for your electronics, okay? It's a clean gas. This would go in your engine room. Again, it's a clean gas. 9 times out of 10, we walk into a yacht and they have ABC dry chemical in the engine room. There's a clean agent system in there for a reason. You don't want to damage that area. How much money is in the engine room of a yacht, okay? That's why you have clean agent gas in there. But then somebody puts in a dry chemical, corrosive baby powder, back to corrosive baby powder. You dump that in that engine compartment, and it's a disaster. They won't ever get it out of there.
What about breathing any of that stuff? I mean, like as you're putting
All of this stuff is low hazard, and then we put these clean gases are, you can breathe it up to 2 or 3 minutes without any adverse effects. We also put it the right size for the right location, because you can't put too much gas in or you can have adverse reactions, okay? So it tells you how many cubic feet, you put the right one in, da, 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 da. But anyways, in the engine compartment, they put this corrosive baby powder in there, the person uses it, they discharge it, and they can never get it out. It gets into the gens, it gets into all your pumps, all your electronics down there, into your motors, into your stuff, I mean, on and on. It gets everywhere, right? You'll never get it out, and you'll always have a nightmare of ghost problems. Everybody know what ghost problems are? Problems that you don't know what they are, they come and go, because if you dump that in there, that's what you're gonna have, right? You need to have this in there. We tell every yacht owner that we go on their boat, and most of the time they replace it because they understand. Okay, so there's.
Can I say something, one thing?
Yes.
And when it comes to the insurance, say they have a fire and they discharge it to ABC, dry chem, the insurance will pay your claim, right, for whatever damage was done. Well, 6 months down the road, your electronic equipment is faltering or going out, you know, dying because that infiltrated it and just corroded it. So that's a really good selling point. Then your insurance isn't gonna pay you anything after the first claim, right? So you're stuck paying whatever damage is done. So that's why you really use the clean agent when you can.
You will absolutely have ghost problems. So, so like, let's say you spray dry chemical into your server or computer room, or in this building right now, any computer, PC, anything in this building, copy machine that breathes that in through the intake fan, eventually you're gonna start having failures on that.
So where do you use those? I mean, if they're that toxic, I mean, that abrasive, I mean, like,
Because it's
what-
cheap and cheerful.
Okay.
You know, nobody wants to pay, to get ABC to cover this office is $800 a fire extinguisher.
Oh.
This fire extinguisher costs $79.95. So it's 10 times more money to get the coverage that you need, because this gas, you need a lot of it to get to A rating.
I got you.
To get paper, wood, and trash,
Yeah.
you've gotta have a lot, and it's very expensive.
So you would cover the building with ABCs?
Yeah.
And then if you have a server room or something, then you put the one.
Stick one of those.
Correct, yeah, and if you have an area that's very important to you, like your server room,
Dedicated.
don't ever have this in there, and our technicians recommend that to you. I don't know if they did when they were doing your facility here, but if you have a central server room, you need this.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing on a yacht, you know, you need clean agent. All right,
Okay.
so any questions on portable fire extinguishers?
I don't think
Anybody
so.
have- Okay, all right.
You said that one was $50, how much are one of these?
So this one here is like $179 for the 2.5 that goes on, and this one is around $259 for the 5. You know, so this is like $259. This is $179. We put these in at the helm. Now this is $50 and this is $79. So you see the price difference. But I'll tell you what, if you value what you have there, you need clean gas. You know, but we don't want to try to overcharge or hurt our customers. We're trying to do the best thing for them so that we spread it out. So in the salon area, it's okay to spray this dry chemical, but in the engine or the engine room or helm, it's not okay, because now you're gonna cause serious financial damage to your stuff, right?
Both have the same expiration date, or is the? clean
Correct,
air-
once a year. We
Okay.
service these once a year. The system on the boat is every 6 months. So I know it's like an urban legend that, oh, you just gotta service the fire system on the yacht once a year.
What
That's-
system is every 6 months? The fire
Every,
system?
now I'm gonna shift from fire extinguishers to the pre-engineered fire suppression
Yeah,
systems,
yeah.
okay? This says right on the cylinder that it needs to be serviced every 6 months, okay? The urban legend is, oh, it's once a year. It's not once a year. I mean, the owner of Seafire, Ernie Ellis, my friend, who makes these products, I've been to his office many times up in Philly. Anyways, he's like, every 6 months.
Well, what are you doing like every 6 months? Like, I mean, so we can explain it to the
Okay,
client.
so
Like,
what we
what's-
do every
what's
6
the
months.
maintenance?
Good question.
Okay, so do we pass out that inspection report to
Yes,
everybody?
yes.
Can I have one of those?
Right there, right here.
All right, here's what we do. Does everybody have one of these? I'm not gonna go through, I don't, you guys will all fall out of your chairs and fall asleep if I go through this whole thing with you. But I'm just gonna go through the sections. We put all the customer's information at the top. The cylinder information comes next. All of the releasing devices, measurements, and all of our checks are in
When
the.
we do a survey and these guys come in the engine rooms and they flag the fire system, I thought it was like an annual. Is that on the tank itself? I mean, the date is stamped on the.
No, we leave a service tag. That's another handout right here.
Yeah.
Okay, see this? This is gonna be stuck to the system somewhere usually on the cylinder, we leave it, our tag. And the tag needs to be changed every 6 months, and it's punched every 6 months
Oh,
when we
it is?
service it.
Wow.
So,
I don't think
your
it-
customer's gonna say, oh, it's once a year, you know, you're gonna get pushback because, you know, everybody thinks it's once a year, but that's the fire extinguishers, yes, the fire extinguishers are once a year. But this system on your boat that's in your engine room is every 6 months.
And that's all halon nowadays, or what do they call it?
Halon was made in '94. Okay,
All right,
but
so
there's
what's now?
still,
What's the gas?
There's still a ton of them. FM 200 or what's Novec? No,
Like on a brand new
Novec.
Viking, what do you see? Like, what's the?
HFC 227 or FM 200.
And you're saying that system's gotta be checked every 6 months?
Yes, it says right on the cylinder.
Wow.
So when you check these, do you put a different gauge on it, or you weigh it, or what?
No, okay, so what we do is we take the cylinder down, we weigh it, We check the manual pull cable, these freeze up all the time. We replace these all of the time. It's a manual pull cable, and it's a lot of times sitting outside, you know, in the back deck or something like that. These freeze up a lot. So when we check this, we weigh the cylinder, we start the gens, engines, blowers, we shut everything down. We switch it to override, we restart everything in override. What's so important about override, right?
So you can get home.
Yes. Now let's say you're in the inlet and your system goes off. Now you're gonna go on the rocks. You know, you need to start that yacht back up and get out into open areas and then shut it back down again. But when you do that, you're probably gonna lose all your fire suppression. So what are we testing? We start your gens, engines, and blowers. Why? Because in 30 to 60 seconds, if you don't shut all of that down, all of your gas is gone. Because it goes right through the diesel engines, it goes right through the gens, it goes right out the blowers, and in 60 seconds you have no more gas. So you have no more fire protection, right? And it happens fast, especially open throttle on a diesel engine. It'll suck it all up. And you'll have black smoke rolling out the back, and it'll be running funny, and you'll be like, you know, hey, what's going on? And by the time you realize what's going on, that's why you have this. Now this, we get more phone calls because of this and this, right? My yacht won't start. We think the mechanic thinks it's the fire system because this is the engine shutdown component that shuts down the engines, generators, and blowers, right? These do go bad, and we replace them. But 9 times out of 10, when we get the call saying, hey, my boat won't start, and the marine electrician is saying that it's your fire suppression system is the problem, 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. Okay? So these do go bad, but not a lot. But these do go bad, and that we get tons of calls for that.
What have you learned about the insurance? And I know that's kind of open a can of worms here with the insurance, about the 6 month and the year. Do you find that most insurance companies are okay that's been certified within a year, or are they cracking down and saying, listen, you're 3 months out, you're 9 months in, you're caught on fire, we're not paying?
Absolutely. If once the 6 months is up, you're on your own. Okay, so you know,